I was part of our twisted family tradition. Now, I and hashtag 039, am cursed, stuck with the darkness that comes with it. It was 4:18 a.m. when my father received the call that shattered the stillness of our house. His voice, grave and urgent, sent a chill down my spine. End quote, what happened, end quote, and end quote, for how long, end quote, he murmured before muttering a soft, end quote, good Christ, end quote, I knew something serious had happened, something that would change everything. Grandpop had been in the hospital after a fall, his once strong body weakening with age. When I visited, he'd mostly stare out of the window, lost in his own world, but sometimes, the old spark would return. He'd rant about rebuilding the cabin or speak of dreams for the future. For a while, I thought he might recover. But my father's eyes, the look of something unsaid, told me there was a change I hadn't understood. The time for the family's annual hunting trip came, and for the first time, I was invited. As we gathered at the cabin, there was an air of anticipation, a weight I couldn't place. The older men readied their rifles, but I fumbled with mine, unsure. My Uncle Benny trailed behind, reluctant, his steps slow. In the woods, Grandpop raised his arms to the sky. He spoke of family history, of the men who had hunted for generations, and then, without warning, announced that this year, the hunt would be different. End quote, man will hunt man, end quote, he said, and the air turned thick with tension. When I asked what he meant, he turned to me with a strange, sorrowful look in his eyes. End quote, you're hunting me, son, end quote, he said calmly. My world tilted. I couldn't process what he meant, but the grim faces of my father and uncles told me everything. It was no joke. It was a deadly tradition, and now, I was part of it. The hunt began, and what followed was a brutal nightmare. Family members killed each other in the chaos. I found myself standing over the bloodied body of my grandfather, believing I'd taken his life. But what I didn't know was that he wasn't truly gone. He'd become something else, something monstrous. Life after the hunt was supposed to go back to normal. I inherited Grandpop's estate, the sprawling house, the land he'd loved so much. I threw myself into restoring the property, reconnecting with what was left of the family. But then the strange things began. I started waking up in random places, deep in the woods or by the lake, covered in blood I didn't remember spilling. The hunger inside me grew, gnawing at my insides no matter how much I ate. My body began to change, my eyes turned yellow, fur sprouted along my jaw. I couldn't ignore it anymore. I wasn't just inheriting the land, I was inheriting a curse. The transformation was slow at first, but now, as the full moon rises, I feel the pull. I feel the change coming on, deep in my bones. I'm becoming him, the beast. The monster. And as the moon climbs higher in the sky, I realize, the hunt isn't over. It's only just begun. What happens when the hunter becomes the hunted? Follow my terrifying journey in the legacy of the hunt.